Delegations. A motion to hear the delegations. Item A is the Albert Street Traffic Committee, traffic safety on Albert Street, and the speaker is Ivan Hanachek. I hope I pronounced your name properly.
Oh, excellent.
Thank you.
I know it's a tough one.
We're having a little difficulty, are we? Would you like to do your presentation orally, or would you like to come back at the next meeting?
I would prefer to come back.
All right.
Because the presentation is highly dependent on the video.
All right.
Unfortunately, if the audio-visual equipment's not available, I think it would be in our best interest to come back at another time.
All right. Well, why don't we do that? Madam Clerk, could you schedule the delegation to return for the... All right. So we've got it. Good.
Hey! Okay. So if you draw your attention to your monitors, in the next video, which you're about to see, we hope to share with you in a visual way the nature of the issues we observe on a daily basis. One of the ongoing issues is with the fire department regularly breaking the City of Burnaby noise bylaw with their inadequate muffler systems and by engaging their jake brakes after excelling aggressively uphill on Albert on return trips to number 5. Attachment B of your agenda details ongoing discussions with the fire department regarding their inability to have firefighters utilize the prescribed routes for both emergency and return trips. Although Hastings and Carleton are the streets prescribed for use, we see over 90% of return trips from the east returning from Madison onto Albert, which means the trucks now have to climb uphill, causing an unnecessary abundance of both noise and air pollution. We ask Council to, number 1, ensure that all new vehicles are in compliance with the city's noise bylaw. Number 2, refrain from building fire halls in high-density residential areas due to the noise and air pollution they cause. The small gasoline trucks of the past are now replaced with much larger and louder diesels. Number 3, ensure that the fire department utilize the already prescribed routes of Hastings and Carleton rather than Madison and Albert. As it appears that the fire department is unable to enforce their own guidelines for designated routes or for the appropriate use of jake brakes, we are asking the Council replace existing jake brakes and muffler systems on all fire trucks to the same equipment already found on all other City of Burnaby engineering vehicles. We would now like to move on to traffic issues in general on Albert Street. Attachment A provides details of our ongoing discussions with engineering staff, and Attachment D includes letters to Mayor and Council regarding personal experiences of residents on Albert Street. As regards to traffic in general on Albert Street since 2004, there have been no new developments introduced by staff which have reduced traffic volume, discouraged large overweight trucks from using our street illegally, reduced the stop sign violations, or reduced incidents of speeding. A key point we want to make tonight is that this problem is not unique to our street. Staff needs to look at North Burnaby as a whole, from the Barnett Highway to Boundary Road, to effectively deal with the growing numbers of rat runners and lawbreakers. We are working together with Capitol Hill, Oxford, and Burnaby Heights residents, as well as the Heights Merchants Association, to ensure that the issues experienced by all residents and merchants can be addressed in the most positive fashion possible. We share common ground on solutions, including ideas around the HOV lane issue. Here is the challenge before us. Traffic engineers have always acted to keep traffic moving at all times. Our experience with the results of this strategy are palpable. We can see and hear the issues year-round on an hour-by-hour and day-by-day basis. In the summer, we can even smell and taste the results as the air is thick and acrid. Fortunately for us, our sense of touch has not yet experienced the results directly. Luckily, no one has yet been hurt or injured to the best of our knowledge. But as you will see in the video, we've experienced property damage, and I believe that just passed in the video a few minutes ago. We're asking Council and committees to direct traffic engineering staff to act on a new directive, which will also ensure the safety and well-being of the residents of Burnaby. The new directive we are suggesting is as follows. keep traffic moving on all major arterial routes, ensuring that all through traffic remains on these major arteries and does not slice through our residential neighborhoods. We want a road network that channels and keeps commuter traffic on Burnaby's arterial roads where it belongs. Vancouver is faced with the same issues that we are now facing. Those issues increased dramatically for them with the opening of the Cassiar Connector, but pales compared to what Burnaby will face with the Gateway project. Vancouver has ensured that rat runners will enter a veritable labyrinth should they stray off of McGill, Hastings, First Avenue, or Broadway. In North Burnaby, the only existing diverter is at the corner of Cambridge and Esmond and is very effective at maintaining the safety, quiet, and well-being along Cambridge. Traffic circles play a somewhat effective role in modulating traffic on narrower residential streets, but only serve to encourage more traffic and enable faster movement on local collector routes such as Albert, when compared with four-way stops. For this reason, we're asking Council to eliminate the temporary traffic circle at Rosser and Albert and return the four-way stop that was previously there until such time as a more effective solution can be implemented. The traffic circle also poses serious challenges for pedestrians in the east-west direction as they are crossing in the middle of the traffic lane and have to wait longer for traffic to allow them to cross. An example of a solution. I'd like to ask you to take a ride along Hastings, starting east of Capitol Hill. Turn right onto Gamma and left again onto Albert Street and continue to Vancouver. There's not a single diverter or median anywhere along the route until you get into Vancouver, where you'll find it forced back onto Hastings. Continue along Hastings to Renfrew. Turn right and turn left again onto Franklin, which is a continuation of Albert Street. In the next few blocks, you will encounter a traffic circle, speed bumps, and at Nanaimo, a median divider which forces traffic to leave Franklin and enter the labyrinth. This is the same type of median divider that we proposed 2 years ago. Staff has yet to provide us with any valid reason why medians or diverters cannot be implemented in North Burnaby in the same way that they are in Vancouver. Potential and solutions include diverters, median dividers, speed bumps, mid-block cul-de-sacs, four-way stops, and sometimes even two-way stops are preferable to four-way stops as seen on Franklin and Vancouver. Emergency-only access routes, such as mid-block cul-de-sacs with a single-lane pass-through for emergency vehicles, and, yes, traffic circles in the right places. There's no one solution, but the right mix of measures in the right places can solve the problems we are facing just as they do in Vancouver. With 5,000 plus vehicles per day on Albert Street, and that was recorded in 2004 and is still increasing, we're asking that work to channel and keep commuter traffic on our arterial roads start immediately, before residential densities increase in Burnaby, before there's more development on top of SFU, before the Shell property gets developed, before the North Fraser Perimeter Road is completed, before the Port Mann Bridge is twinned, before staff continues with its efforts to turn Albert into a thoroughfare. We want a residential street network that will keep our residential areas safe and healthy. We're asking for the same solutions to be applied in North Burnaby as are successfully implemented in Vancouver today. We have to change the traffic design mindset to channeling and keeping commuters on arterial roads where they belong now to make our streets safe for our children. If you remember only one thing from my presentation tonight, let it be this. Burnaby traffic engineering staff have done an excellent job to date of keeping the traffic moving at all times. Now it's time to shift the design paradigm. Stop allowing commuter traffic to flow through residential areas. Start a new commitment to forcing and keeping commuter traffic on arterial roads where it belongs.